What's good, everyone?
What's good, everyone?
So today we are here to talk about our story and our journey to this carnivore way of life.
We've gotten a few requests saying like, where did you guys come from? You're really strange. Can you explain? So we're here to explain it. Let's start from the beginning.
Let's get started. So let's rewind back to high school. So now I am 27 in grad school. We're gonna take it back to high school.
I'm 23.
So I have always been extremely health conscious. So back in high school, I was following the guidelines that I thought meant healthy, right? So bunch of whole grains, no fat, tried to avoid as much fat as possible.
No fat!
No red meat. You should not be consuming red meat more than one time a week, and you should stick with the leaner, you should stick with leaner, like chicken breasts, egg whites, more plant source proteins. So that was my high school upbringing.
I would say this evolved into orthorexia, which means an eating disorder where you only eat healthy things. And being such an influence in my life, that kind of teetered into like how I saw food, and it led to some anorexia and bulimia through my high school years. So that was pretty much high school.
Yeah.
From there, we decided, so we've always been into working out. So we always had this interest in building our bodies, which eventually became more focused on building strength, right? Through powerlifting, which was a huge move in the step in the right direction.
So strength and healthy eating has always been a huge part of our life.
Yeah.
What those things have meant, or how we have defined strength and healthy eating, has evolved drastically since then.
Yeah. So of course, being into fitness at the tail end of my high school career, and then at the beginning of college, and she was probably finishing up college. Yeah. We started the whole if it fits your macros lifestyle. So that means, you have your proteins, fats, carbs, your macros, and then so long as you focus a little bit on vegetables here and there, you can fit your macros with whatever you want to fit in.
So for example, I could fit in like 10 Oreos one day, and that's fine because a carb is a carb,
Yeah, so it really has this overall mindset that a calorie is a calorie and all calories are created equally, which, being all bro sciencey and in the fitness room, I really believed this.
We got really caught up in this, but how could you blame someone where this is very much advertised in the fitness community? Like, if it fits your macros, and you see all these people who are extremely fit that are following if it fits your macros, so you're like, hey, I want to look like that, so I'm gonna try this out.
And to be completely honest, it really is a good step in the right direction for somebody just following any sort of diet and wanting to lose weight, because of course, if they start manipulating their macros and their calorie intake, because weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out, energy balance, then they will move in the right direction. But I think what's overlooked is that there is no real discussion on micronutrients, and if you are eating a micronutrient poor diet, that can lead to a whole lot of problems like binges, just no bueno. So anyway.
So this was about 5 years ago. Sarah and I moved into this house that we're living in right now together. And so we were all about like powerlifting, strength, building muscle, and this if it fits your macros lifestyle.
Yes. I have specific memories of like ginormous bowls of ice cream with cereal on top. Just like, girls, you didn't need that then, you don't need it now.
No.
Okay.
So then we were like, okay, we built all this muscle, let's try to cut and lose weight. And that's where it kind of got hard.
Yeah, and for powerlifting, you have to meet weight classes. So we started a cut. We actually hired someone to help us with our macros at this point, manipulate the macros.
And reduce our caloric
intake. And it was impossible. We were eating next to nothing.
Around like 1,100, 1,200 calories.
There were some days where I don't think we ate fat.
Oh God, no.
And we just couldn't lose weight. Honestly, we were becoming more and more inflamed, and this coincides with when we started to lose our health, which I think we should dive into now.
Yeah, so we started to develop some symptoms that some people may seem as normal, but we were only in our low 20s. And so things such as
list them.
Chronic fatigue,
brain fog.
Yeah. I've been dealing with chronic constipation, and that was just getting worse. So the amount of time that I would go without pooping was getting longer. So 6, 7, 8 days.
Yeah. So that was like her main thing, and my main thing seemed to surface on my skin. I would get rashes. My skin, my legs and my arms would be like purpley orange. So like no circulation. We both dealt with Raynaud's, so I would have really cold hands, she would have really cold feet.
My toes, and this was even in summer. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't make sense. My toes, I would lose circulation and feeling in my toes, they'd get super cold.
No. an inability to go out in the sun for me. I would just get extremely, extremely burnt.
She avoided the sun.
Yeah. And quick note, people comment on here like, y'all look so pasty. I is just Irish, okay? I've had enough of you. You know who I'm talking to. Anyway, so that's the most, also for me, just like constantly eye infected. Like pink eye once a month. And like, I thought that was like a thing. Yeah. It's not a thing, apparently. Yeah. I haven't gotten it since, so.
I started to rely on caffeine. Yeah. Drinking a ton of coffee every single day. It was becoming really bad and it was affecting my sleep. I was dealing with insomnia. So it was just this negative health spiral.
It just kept spiraling.
And we were told that we were probably going to deal with these symptoms for a long time. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the doctors?
Yeah. So at a certain point, like I was starting to question, like, why are my joints hurting? Why do I have no circulation in my body?
Because we eat so healthy, and we lift and we work out.
It just wasn't making sense, and I had dealt with that for a while, and I was like, Mommy, can we please go figure this out? So
yes, we still call our mother Mommy.
I got blood work done, and I ended up being referred to a rheumatologist who diagnosed me with undifferentiated connective tissue disease, which is just kind of a general way of saying like, hey, you have an autoimmune condition, and you're likely going to develop a specific one. We just have to follow your symptoms, and we'll figure it out eventually. And so my symptoms were starting to align with lupus, and I would argue that yours were too. She started to see the rashes on her faces.
Yeah, and so I got blood work done immediately after she did, and both of our ANA levels were elevated. And so just as a context, this was summer of 2018.
Yes, but this has been going on for quite some time. So at this point,
we had two options.
Either take the prescription pills that I was given by my rheumatologist to alleviate my symptoms, or basically bandage them, or to change our lifestyle. And so thank goodness for our mom, who has always been into holistic health. She was not willing to let us take those pills.
She said no.
She said no. And she led us to a rheumatologist doctor who, this doctor was not necessarily aligned with kind of like where we were going, but it was a good step in the right direction. But then we just decided to do our own research. We got a little nerd here.
So, it's hard to admit this, but we went plant-based for a few months. And our only source of protein was through egg whites or eggs. Yeah. And I'm not saying that plant-based doesn't work for some people. Some people can supplement the heck out of a plant-based diet and are thriving and doing well. Yeah. We didn't know how to supplement a plant-based diet. So our symptoms started getting worse. We said, okay, no more. No.
Honestly, like the more and more plants we added in, it just seems like everything would get worse. And like she said, not to say it doesn't work for some people, it just wasn't working for us.
So then kept reading, and we stumbled upon fasting and ketogenic lifestyle. So
being in ketosis.
Yes, switching to ketosis. This was crazy. You had to have carbs, right? Like, how could you bodybuild, or how could your brain function without carbs,
her telling me to eliminate my carbs.
So this is fall of last year, fall of 2018, we decided to switch to keto and incorporate intermittent fasting. Yeah. And honestly, this did reduce some symptoms. We saw some improvement on our mental clarity. Just being in ketosis, we saw, wow, our brain operates really well this way.
Yeah. But to be completely honest, in the terms of like the food psychology aspect of it, it was really hard for me to just like add a lot of fats in my diet, because we have all grown up.
We've all been trained.
But we've all been trained that, limit your saturated fats. Fats lead to fat gain, and that's just so false.
Eating fat means you will be fat.
I mean, they're higher calories, so from that aspect it makes sense, but like that's just wrong. And so it was challenging on many fronts. It took a mental adjustment. But honestly, like, that was the first step in the right direction for us.
So now fast forward to early this year, is about January or February. We were still dealing with some of these symptoms, and one of the main things that still didn't resolve for me was chronic constipation.
This girl can't poop for nothing.
No. So my good friend Christian suggested, hey, you should try the carnivore diet. And I was like, wait, what? Not eat fruits and vegetables?
No fiber?
Or no fiber? How would that improve my
Seems
poop?
counterintuitive, right?
So did even more reading, and guys, it just started to make so much sense. Like, the human body evolved eating animal-based, and so we dove in. It was March of this year, I started the carnivore diet. I was honestly really afraid, right? So I was like, oh my God, like, how am I gonna let go of certain things? Like, bak choy! How could I let go of my vegetables? It was just crazy. I've been eating vegetables for so long. So I said, all right, I'll try this for 30 days. And I started first, but we didn't want to switch Sarah yet because she had a bikini competition.
I was still prepping for my bikini competition and I needed my bok choy. And just to say this, like when it comes to dieting, it can be very helpful to add those like higher volume foods in, like vegetables. And so I wasn't willing to detach yet.
Because she had to eat super low calorie to get leaner and leaner for her show.
Yeah.
So her show was in
May.
May.
And then I like we have eaten the same food for so many years that I just like I had no choice but to try it myself.
But I remember a conversation that we had in the bathroom.
It was bathroom
we were
talk.
getting ready for bed, and Sarah was like, Ash, are you like honestly never gonna eat a vegetable again, or like a salad? Like, I have not eaten a vegetable since that day.
Yes. That's not to say we're not going to.
Yeah, I've eaten some squash, but I haven't eaten like green vegetables or anything since that day. But
anywho,
day of bikini competition, the next day, she said, I'm going carnivore with you.
I said, goodbye, bok choy.
And what happened?
Honestly, right away, I saw so much inflammation go away, my body weight. I mean, this had to do with losing stress too, but everything that I had been trying to work towards just like happened for my physique.
You got so much tighter the week after.
Tiddly tight. But anyway, that's besides the point. I want to bring up something really quickly. While we were dealing with all of the autoimmune conditions before, we were eating so many vegetables because the rheumatologist the naturopathic doctor we ended up going to did a nutrient panel on us, and it showed an endless amount of nutrient deficiencies, like uncomfortably bad. And
our gut microbiomes were...
Yeah, so what we were thinking was like, oh, we need to add in more and more vegetables. We need to have a more variety of vegetables to get these nutrients in. And it's so ironic because getting blood work done after going carnivore, because we have finally added in bioavailable nutrients to our body we can absorb readily, guys, no longer nutrient deficient. So
blood work came back amazing this summer.
Yeah. So anyway, that is just a little bit of how we came to this way of life.
And honestly, starting carnivore, we now approach carnivore differently. And so we're still always evolving in how we approach carnivore, what meats we're adding in, how we cook our meats, what fats and our fat to protein ratio.
And so now that like we are feeling better, we feel more comfortable adding things back in that we maybe enjoy. And so in the future, say we have our own garden, we'll probably ferment some things, some vegetables, include that in. That's the beauty of this all, is like when you just follow a meat-based diet and actually get bioavailable protein and nutrients in, if your symptoms can tolerate it and your body can tolerate it, who cares what you add in?
Let's talk a little bit about how our symptoms have improved. So one thing, brain function, focus is amazing right now, which is super important for me. In grad school, I've never felt this focused, smart, be able to dive in.
No coffee.
And do not rely on coffee, which is crazy.
For me, I know I'm pasty, but I don't have weird skin rashes anymore. I don't have like my joints and my arms like all purple and dotty. No more joint pain.
We don't get pimples. And if we do get pimples, it's like once...
It's
every
because I
couple
probably
months.
didn't wash my face first.
Yeah, like probably something got on my face. I poop regularly, which is amazing. I poopsies.
Yeah, it's great. I went this entire summer after going carnivore, out in the sun, 0 sunscreen, did not get sunburned. I thought that was incredible. Like, guys, yo girl was a tomato for all of her life.
I've also seen extreme body recomposition.
Yes.
So we have been trying to put on muscle for so long, and we were relying on mainly egg whites for protein for a significant period of time. And now since switching to animal-based protein,
bioavailable
the bioavailable protein, I have been able to put on more muscle these last couple months than I have for like a total of 6 years. Yeah. It's been amazing, and the benefits just keep on coming.
And like the biggest benefit of all is the amazing carnivore and keto community on social media, who is so supportive. You guys, if you're watching this, you are our family, and I want to cry. But like being connected with you guys keeps us moving forward every single day, and it just provides us so much more of like a mission and a path of why we're doing this, to get more and more people to see the light and to take control of their health, because ultimately that's what we're here for, to hopefully inspire others to do the same.
Choose to thrive, not just survive. Don't accept that, hey, these things are just gonna happen over time. Like, I'm just gonna start to deal with fatigue. I'm gonna start to get tired.
Yeah,
no,
this assumption that we all develop chronic disease at one point. Like growing up, I just thought like, what's it gonna be for me? Cancer, arthritis, osteoporosis, I don't know. Like, that's so false. That is not how we were created as human beings.
So hopefully you guys are inspired. Try to take control of your health.
Yeah.
Animal-based carnivore has worked amazing for us.
And yeah, it might be different for you.
Yeah, if you guys are interested, we definitely suggest giving it a try. And we don't know where our eating will evolve to.
Yeah.
One thing that we do know for sure is that we will always be animal-based.
Yeah. And I just want to add that, like, this has all given us such a connection to our food, and then that's connected us to the land and the animals, and it's just like this whole spiritual thing. It's incredible, like really appreciating these nutrients that are on our plate, where they came from, and what it does for the land.
So much so that we are farmers in training, and Sarah and I will be opening up our own regenerative farm sometime in the next 3-ish years.
Yeah.
And
we want you guys to all be a part of it. So we're super excited about sharing that with you. But in the meantime, you can find us
on Instagram at Strong.Sistas.
It's not like DOT, it's a period. Strong.Sistas.
Period sistas. We post our daily food, our daily workouts. We're kind of fools on there.
Yeah, we seem to vlog a lot on our Instagram story.
So check out our Instagram story, guys. It's popping every day. It's bumping.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, we have a website, www.armstrongsisters.com. You can check that out. We do a little bit of coaching.
So yeah, if you guys are interested in carnivore and have no idea how to get started, hit us up. We do coaching for that kind of thing.
And most excitingly, we have a few projects coming up that we cannot wait to share with you guys.
Just gotta stay tuned
right now. So yeah, guys,
let us know if you guys want to hear anything more about our journey. But thank you guys for listening to our
if you listen to
health journey. Wow. And until next time, guys,
you already know.
Behave like an angel.
Angel.